Hello everyone, and welcome to the quick introduction to Unity through the creation of a simple 2D space shooter. My name is Jason Busby from 3DBuzz.com, and joining me on this video series is Mr. Zach Parrish.
What's up?
Not much, man. Sitting here at 4:17 in the morning, recording the intro and wrapping this series up.
We always do the intros last, don't we?
We do, but that gives us something to show everyone.
Something to talk about.
Because we kind of make it up as we're going along,
Yeah.
I guess. No, actually, in this video series, we're going to be creating a game that has been previously created, but it was created in JavaScript using Unity. I've had a lot of students watch it, the videos that were produced demonstrating how to create that game, and then turn around and try to do it in C#, come back to me and say, hey, I'm stuck with this or I'm stuck with that. I decided to go ahead and reproduce that game here inside of Unity, but showcase how to do it with C#.
Well, what is that game?
That game is it's called Proof of Concept. That game was put together by Mr. Casey Jones, and he released the videos over on the Unity forums. He did an excellent job. Very nice presentation. The videos come in at about an hour and a half total. If you'd like to take a look at those videos, I highly recommend that you do, especially if you're interested in creating using JavaScript. Head on over to unityjumpstart.com. That's Mr. Jones's website, and you're going to find a folder in there called Proof of Concept 1, and in Proof of Concept 1, that's where you're going to find the 4 video files.
Cool.
So I highly recommend you take a look at them if you are interested in doing what we're doing here in JavaScript. Now, we are going to push things a bit further because he demonstrates how to rapidly prototype a game that consists of a cube and a sphere that simply slides down the screen. You shoot it, and then it jumps back up to the top of the screen, comes back down, and you continue that process until rather you win based off of some rule that's been set up, such as how many times you've hit it, or him hitting you, you dying, and that happening 3 times in a row, and your lives are gone. We're going to take things and push it a little bit further so that the final game looks like this. We're going to start out with a really cool screen. It's going to give you some instructions up in the corner. It's called the space shooter. Press any key to continue. Then you're going to press a key.
After you press the any key.
The any key, that's right. Now you have some asteroids that are kind of cruising down different sizes and different rotation speeds. And as you begin hitting these guys, they will start speeding up and speeding up, and to the point where they become difficult. You'll notice that we're also tracking how many times you miss. We can also die, and when we die,
you get an adorable pink puff of smoke.
We also employ one of the old 1980s arcade-style game respawning of a player where you slide back on the screen and then you blink because you are invincible for a moment, as you'll see here.
Now, we have some sound effects, too, don't we?
Yep, we do have sound effects. So, as a matter of fact, if I don't have sound being injected in, so I know this is a very cheap way to go about doing it, but if I grab some headphones and
you just lost.
And I restart the game because I just died.
Because you lost. You're going to hold your headphones up to the microphone?
I am.
That's awesome.
But there you go. So, at
least they're Bose headphones, so you know you're getting good quality.
This is true. So, and we also have screen warping as well. So, it looks like a 2D game, but obviously, 2.5D because we are taking advantage of a little bit of a 3D feel here.
Yeah.
We have a scrolling background in place. I've hit a score of 1,000, so I've won the game. Hooray.
Very easy to win that game.
And it's also very easy, as you guys have already seen, to lose. So here we go. 1, I'll come back on. I'm invincible, but not for long. Oh, didn't hold out long enough. We'll die, and let's come back in and die one more time. And here we go. And let's die, and there's our lose screen, so we're not that good. Now, putting this together is going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that we're going to cover. I'm going to keep the design as close to Casey's as I can. Obviously, when we get to the end of his version, we're then going to kind of branch off and polish things up with these nice screens and replace our models and enhance a little bit of the code here and there, but the structure is going to follow along nicely. one of the reasons I decided to do this, outside of the fact that I had so many students asking me, hey, I'm trying to redo those videos that Casey did, but I'm trying to do the project in C#, and I've run into these problems. The other thing is the fact that he did do such a great job with JavaScript. For those of you out there that are coming into these Unity videos and it's the first time you've worked with Unity, take a look at his, because then you can kind of get a feel for which language you'd prefer to work with.
Sure.
So you may want C#, you may want JavaScript. Personally, I'm a huge fan of C#. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of power there. With .NET and all that you can put into action. I mean, you can take advantage of all that stuff over in JavaScript too, but there's just a lot of things in C# that I love. So with that, let's go ahead and hit stop there and give a quick warning. The warning is our style. For those of you that have never seen a 3DBuzz training video, I just want to warn you up front that our style is very relaxed, very casual.
They might have even caught on.
Probably so. I would hope so.
At this point, anybody who would be like interested in this warning has already hit stop. But go ahead anyway.
But I just wanted to point that out because there are people out there that prefer their videos to be very, cut and dry, go from point A to point Z, don't waste any time, which we don't waste a lot of time, maybe a total of 5 minutes in all by the end of this monstrous video set. We are talking about things that are important. You will just catch Zach from time to time making fun of me because I have a hard time hitting the sphere that's coming down the screen.
It's just because it's late. It's not because you're a bad game player.
But it is because it's late. The other thing is, since these videos are being put together in our free time, that means between the hours of around 2 and 6 in the morning, we don't have time to sit down and plan everything out carefully. That would just take a lot of extra time. We just wanted to jump in here, put these videos together, and get them released to the general public for free so that you guys can get in there and start playing with the Unity. But with it being so late, from time to time, we do make small mistakes. It happens, and we do our best to catch those and to point them out as we proceed through this series. Just rest assured that what you saw just a second ago is the final product that we complete through this entire video series. We haven't changed anything off screen. So with that, a couple other things I wanted to do real quick. One, I wanted to spend just a second and talk about the editor, the IDE that I'm using for coding. I'm using Visual Studio, of course, Visual Studio 2008. I am using Professional. If you have it installed on your machine and you would like for that to be your default editor so that when you double click on script files, that is what comes up, as you see here, all you need to do is come up into Edit, drop down to Preferences, and then from the General tab here, just make sure that your external script editor is set to Microsoft Visual Studio 2008. So
now, will that work with Express Edition as well?
Yes, this will work with Express Edition.
Okay.
Let's see, what else I want to talk about. Looking down. Oh, yeah, save. I am not going to remind you to save all the time, not after each video. But just know I am hitting Control-S all the time. I don't like sitting here staring at a screen after a crash and realizing that, I haven't saved in the last 2 hours and I've just lost a lot of work.
Yeah.
So please make sure that you save. With that, there's nothing else that I really want to throw in right here. We can just get started. Again, this is just a quick crash course in Unity. That's the next video coming up. And then from there, we're going to put this game together. So I hope that you guys find these videos helpful. If so, let us know if you're interested in seeing any more of these in the future. I do have another set that will be coming out. These will be specifically targeted towards my Unity students to start out with, and then probably member sponsors over on 3DBuzz that will take this game, break it back apart, recreate it in a different structure, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we progress through these videos. So with that, Zach, thank you very much for joining me with this. And
thanks for having me.
Guys, let's get started.